today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm actually not hungover today, and I'm doing pretty good. I am very tired, though. I just woke up. So I'm drinking coffee, and I am trying to wake up a little bit while I do this. Okay, so let's get into it. Is Forspoken really that bad? The dialogue, it's repetitious and
very ladylike.
What, I can't even yawn now?
It's constant. Like, Cuff and Frey argue with each other all the time. Okay? Do I think it's that bad? No, not really. I don't. Do I think the gameplay is bad? No, I don't. Do I think that the constant talking between Frey and Cuff is so bad that I should not buy the game? No, I don't. What do I think of the game? I think it's an awesome game. If you look at the game, play hours, I played 138 hours. If the dialogue really bothers you so bad, go to settings, go to sound, go to voices, turn it off. I've had to do that several times. Is that going to warrant me not buying the game because the voice acting is bad? No, not at all. The game itself is a good game. Like, there's a lot of nice spells, there's a lot of nice fight scenes. Now, can it be really short? And can it be really easy? Yes. Yes, it can be. It can be horribly short. And horribly easy. If you just power drive through everything and skip all of the story and just go straight for the markers, straight for the quest and stuff, yes, it's going to be short. It's going to be really short. Is it going to, like, be so short that you can't enjoy it? No. There's ways around that. Like, you don't just go straight for the bosses. There's plenty of stuff to do. There's treasure chests to find. There's different things to get, like these labyrinths. There's these monuments that you can get. There's little time trials. You can unlock tons of stuff in the map. And, you know, why go straight for the bosses when you have side objects? Should you do that? I would say kind of part way. Some of this side stuff you're gonna want to save, because once you do finally beat the bosses, you're gonna want stuff to do. Well, if you get all the side stuff ahead of time, you're not gonna have anything left to do when, you know, you get to the end of the game. Unless you're like me and you want to be a completionist. Well, me being a completionist, I understand there's more to it. Like, the shortness hasn't ruined it for me, because you can upgrade all of your gear. And if you pay attention when you're out in the field, there's tons of upgrade materials. Like, they're all over the place. If you go to the right places and you keep scanning, it's all over. Now, a lot of people have reviewed Forspoken as bad, and the reviews that I see, or a couple of them that I've went and actually looked at, are all complaining about the dialogue. I'll give it to you straight, man. You know, I don't think the story is great. It's not fantastic. It didn't blow me away. But it's a good little story. It's cute. It's not horrible. Now, maybe I'm saying this because I've played absolute garbage games before. This to me is not an absolute garbage game. It's not. It has its downfalls, yes. There are definitely downsides to it. Like, I mean, you know, it's you got that voice acting that's kind of horrible. I honestly thought the dialogue between Cuff and Frey was not too bad. I didn't think it was horrible. A lot of people did. Are there little things on the game that are gonna drive you nuts and probably make you mad? Yeah, dude, there are little things like, you know, when you're going to float across somewhere, or you're going to climb, and she just doesn't register that you did it, and so you fall to your death. Well, I mean, yeah, little things like that will drive you nuts. Is that a Forspoken only problem? No, it's not. It happens with other games too. Like, you know, there's plenty of games out there that fell short. This game, for the most part, though, it's gorgeous. The graphics are done well. The story isn't horrible. I mean, there's room for improvement, obviously, but it's not all as bad as people have made it out to be. Quite frankly, I think somebody with quite a few viewers like set the bar, and then other people just followed in suit with them and just jumped on a bandwagon of hating the game. To be perfectly honest, there's plenty to the game. I mean, 138 hours, unless you're jobless and don't have a life, that's quite a bit of time to play in it, and I'm still playing it. Like, I got my gear that I'm trying to upgrade now, and I got this one last spell that it's pretty hard to upgrade. You know, I got several cloaks that I can upgrade. You don't have to just upgrade a couple of them. You can upgrade a ton of them. You can go around and make that a goal to go and upgrade more of your stuff. You can upgrade all your necklaces if you want. You could go and find all your different nail sets that you want. I think that might be a lot of it too, that most of the time the main character is a boy, and he gets superheroes, or he gets superhero powers, sorry. And you know, this female is, or this actor is female. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I don't see that as being a bad thing. I don't care. A lot of people think it was too short, and a lot of people complain about the voice acting. Those are two things that I honestly don't understand why you think it's so bad. Like, turn off the voices. And, like, I don't know, man. I don't see it. I do not see it being as bad as people are complaining. I think they're just complaining because they can. And I think it's dumb. I think Forspoken is a good game. I've seen a lot worse games out there. A lot worse games. This, quite frankly, is a pretty dang good game. They actually added to it just last week. So they added more stuff to it. And that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people understand either. Like, they're game developers. They depend on us to make money for their game franchise. If they don't make any money off of it, then it's harder for them to give us updates and stuff like that. Well, I think if you try to support them and be patient with them, just because you didn't agree with some of the stuff that happened in the initial game release, doesn't mean that, you know, later on they might work some of the bugs out and, you know, add some important features and stuff to it. You know, if you support them and you buy the game and you like it, there's a possibility that they'll improve it. That's not always true, but a lot of the times it is. And we're talking about Luminous, #1, but most of all, we're also talking about Square Enix of all places. If you give them time, I'm sure they would do more to the game. That's just Square for you, you know. Square has always been kind of perfectionist and have always updated their stuff. But not as much support for this game. But I mean, look at the world. Look at how big it is. If I can see it, I can go there. If I could see it, I could go there. And I don't know. I don't know where all the negativity is coming from. I'm older, and I do see, like, a lot of younger people just griping about everything. And I don't know if maybe that's it. I don't know why they feel the need to gripe about everything. I'm not saying this everybody, but I mean, we got a pretty dang good game. And I'm not seeing a bunch of reasons to complain about it. I'm just not. If you watch my streams, my previous streams, there's quite a few of them, me playing Forspoken. Yeah, you're gonna catch me complaining about some broken mechanics and things that have happened, but those are short-lived problems. Like, those are little things. Those are tiny things. Those are no reasons to say this game sucks. They're just not. Because the game itself does not suck. I've had a few problems with it. Whoopie-doo. Like, wah. You know, get over it. Like, life is tough. There's problems. Whoopie-doo. Learn how to cope with it, you know what I mean? I'm just not seeing this as a bad game. So my honest to God review would be like, this is a fine game. There's plenty of fun in it. You know, if you're looking for God of War, that's not what you're getting with it. If you're looking for Call of Duty, that's not what you're getting. And I think a lot of people have been babied with games and stuff, and this is kind of a different take on a game. I've played stuff like this before. Maybe you haven't. Maybe that's why it's different to you. Maybe that's why you don't like it. But to go and say that it's a bad game because it doesn't offer you what you want, well, you didn't make the game. Like, maybe that's a little unfortunate, you know, that it didn't offer exactly what you wanted. It's not exactly what you want. Not everybody's gonna be like you, though, you know. I had somebody last night get in my comments while I was reviewing, while I was playing and streaming, and say, why are you playing this bleep game? I responded immediately with, it's a good game. Like, why are you watching and commenting if you don't like it? You know, don't be a douche. And that's exactly what I'm getting from the reviewers that say it's bad. is they're just mean kids that want to complain. And that trend needs to stop. Like, there's plenty of good in this game. I just don't see it, man. That's my honest review. I do not see what all the hate, hype, bandwagon is about. I think it's a pretty excellent game. So, if you really want to see what the gameplay is like, if you really want to check it out, then there's plenty of my videos out there. I got plenty of lives saved of me playing this game for hours and hours and hours and hours. So if you want to check it out first. Don't just, hop on that hate bandwagon and think that it's going to explain everything to you about the game, because I don't think it will. I just honestly don't think it will. And like I was saying earlier, like, you don't want to go out and do all of this stuff. Because if you go out and you do all this stuff, once you beat the game, you're not going to have anything left to do. That's why I left some of it for myself. And I still have stuff to do. I still have a couple domes here. Yesterday, I went and got a lot of the stuff because I'm done with the game now, but I still have treasure chests to get, and I still have plenty of upgrading materials to get for my cloaks. But, I'm not completely 100% yet, and I plan to get as close as I can because I like jumping around in the game and having fun with it. I sure wished I could figure out why I can't get my trees now, my fonts, because I have 3 of them that I should be able to get, and I can't. But that's something else I need to figure out, I guess. But my God's honest review would be that it's a good game. Sure, it has some quirks, but don't necessarily completely discredit it because a few people on YouTube are complaining about it. I would try it. It's a Square game, Square Enix. If you like Final Fantasy and stuff like that, there's elements of it that come through. It's not completely, obviously, like Final Fantasy, but there's little parts of Final Fantasy that shine through, like your mana pools that you have to collect. Some of the spells, like phrase spells, they kind of remind me of some Final Fantasy stuff. Like that. Just little things shine out. And I'm a Square Enix fan. Yeah, there's games in the past that Square is butchered and screwed up. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like Final Fantasy XIV, one of my favorite games, dude. I can't even play it anymore. I won't even bother paying for a subscription. Why? Because they've screwed it up with a friggin' queue. I gotta pay $12 a month to sit in a queue for more than 30 minutes and not even play the fucking game now. So yeah, of course I'm gonna be disgusted at that. Like, that's obvious. And is this a short game? Yes, it is. It's a short game. I said it. It is short. But it is also an open world. I have beat the game, and I am still playing it. There is still replayability. There's still things to do. Like, it's not a complete waste of time. It may be short. It may not have everything you wanted in it, but there's quite a bit to do. And it is fun, so, like, I don't know what your ultimate goal for the game is and what you were expecting and why you think it's such a bad game, but I'm not going to hop on the bandwagon. I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, I've complained about a few minor details that have happened while I was playing and streaming. But I'm not going to sit here and make it the reason I don't play the game. I think that's stupid. Look at like, say for instance, Dying Light. I like Dying Light. I think it's a good game. You may not like Dying Light. Well, it's a difference in opinion. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't go play it. You know, maybe you don't like the fact that when it turns nighttime, that there's different zombies that come out and they're harder. Does that mean I shouldn't play it? No. You know? It doesn't mean I shouldn't play it. So you have this bandwagon of people that are complaining about a short story, that are complaining about the dialogue, you know, and that's going to ruin the game for them. Well, I mean, I'd hate to friggin' try to hold a Thanksgiving dinner for people like that, because all they're going to do is complain. I don't really see what's so bad about it. Like I said earlier, go into the settings, go to sounds, shut the voice off. Bam. One problem taken care of right away. Now you don't have to listen to Frey and Cuff. Enter. Wow, it's quiet. Now I can play the game and not listen to it. Like, there's a complaint that's easily taken out of the way right there. Bam, done. It's over with. You know, now you can enjoy the game. Or the short story. I've beaten the game. I'm still playing it. Yeah, the story is short. It didn't receive a lot of money, and there was negative reviews right off the bat because of something people simply could have shut off. You know, like, so you don't get a lot of money, you don't get a lot of updates, you don't get a lot of people with the ability to actually improve the game because they didn't get the funding that they were expecting. I mean, I get that. Not only that, but like, you know, just because the story is short and it's not the greatest written story doesn't mean you can't have funny, jeez. It doesn't mean you can't have fun, you know, playing the game itself. Like, there's no reason. See, there's a gripe of mine right there. She gets so high, and then she'll just give up. So I obviously have little gripes here too, but that doesn't ruin the game for me. Just because there's little things in the game that tick me off doesn't mean that the game is bad. And I think that's where the reviews went. It's just a bunch of griping, really. But I mean, overall, look how beautiful the game is. And if you play with the spells and you get to... If you play more than 2 hours and you don't just sit there griping about everything, I think you could really enjoy the game. There's a lot to it. Like, if you go outside of the story and you just mess around, you try to farm some stuff to upgrade your armor and go out and kill some enemies, get your different like elemental upgrade things, you get your spells unlocked. I mean, there's plenty to it. It's still going to be a short game, yes, it is. Like, especially if you just bust through the story, it's going to be a short game. Like, my recommendation is don't just bust through the story, take your time. You know, have some fun with the game. I don't see why you would just like to speed run it anyway. Like, unless you're trying to impress, I get that, but if you're not trying to impress and you want to enjoy yourself, then what's the point of trying to speed run? Really, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I've had plenty of fun. And as you can tell, like right now, I got 3,259 mana that I'm not going to use. Because it's in-game stuff. Like, I don't know why I'm still getting mana. What I think is maybe they're not completely done with the game. and we're reviewing a game that, you know, they have on the side burner. They're thinking, well, you know, we'll see how it does, and then we'll add more to it. Like I said earlier in this review right here, they did just update it. They updated it like a week ago. And while I was reviewing, I mentioned that the familiars, these little kitty cats, they show up at your HUDs when you go to rest, but they don't do anything else. It would be nice if they followed you around and, you know, did a little bit more. And lo and behold, check it out. I got a familiar following me now. So obviously somebody out there is listening. Somebody is actively wondering what we think of the game. And if you offer them some insight and some positivity, they might actually do things to improve the game. They already have. That's my note on it. That's my take. Like, I think about it like from a developer's standpoint, dude. Like, what are they going to do with it with just nothing but negative reviews? Sure, with the negative reviews, they can cut things out that don't make sense and they can improve it, and that's good to have negative reviews, obviously. But with negative and positive reviews, they can get the best of both worlds and put both worlds in their game. Now we have familiars that follow you. And one thing I've noticed also since the update last week, it seems like the dialogue, the banter, is maybe a little bit better, and there's a little bit more. I don't know if it was just like in-game that changed it when I beat the game finally, or if they actually added more, but there was definitely more added. What all they added in this new patch, I don't know. But the familiars, obviously, that was definitely one of them. All in all, my review is it's a great game. It's a great game. People just don't take the time that they need anymore. Life is busy anymore. People are busy anymore. A lot of us don't have the time to sit down and just enjoy things. And when you're rushing and when you're trying to get things done quickly, you can't admire the small things. And there's so many little quirks, so many little things in this game that are absolutely amazing. And there's a giant world that you get to explore. Yes, it can be short. One of the reasons I think that they left it open world is because there's plenty after the story. I think maybe they knew that the story was a little short. And then there's plenty after the story that you can still mess around with. You can still go get treasure chests. You can still upgrade your equipment. You can still go and kill the enemies. There's lots of enemies that you can kill. So just because the story is short doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it still. You can't go around and mess around. That's not everybody's cup of tea, but that's also not a reason to complain about it. I don't know, it's my cup of tea. I think it's awesome. I don't mind the fact that the story's done, because I'm still going around and getting stuff. I still have these photo areas to take to the kids at Sepal. There's still a couple things in Sepal that I could do, some of the detours. I still have a few of these places, like these towers that I could get. And I left them there intentionally before I beat the game for that reason. So I still have stuff to do. And I mean, maybe that's what people are doing, is they're just conquering absolutely everything. And then at the end of the game, then they're like, well, there's nothing to do. Well, that's not the developer's fault. That's your fault. You rushed it, like you could have went about it a different way. And I've seen a couple reviews on YouTube that are like, well, did these reviewers get it wrong? Well, yeah, I think they kind of did. But it's also their opinion. So I can't say that they're 100% wrong. I can't. Because it's their opinion. And that's fine. I mean, they're entitled to their opinion. My opinion is it's a good game. It's a really good game. I will agree with them on the whole dialogue part. I will agree with them on the story being short, yes. But I don't think it's a deal breaker. I really don't think it's a deal breaker. I think that those are just, it's part of the game. Live with it, you know? Will there be improvements? I don't know. That would be amazing if they would drop a few new things here and there. And I think, well, they already have. They just did last week, like I said. They dropped some new things in, so it's a possibility, man. Like, you know, excuse me, the more, if people buy it, and, you know, you get more people that actually do enjoy it, then they may be more encouraged to improve it. And they're obviously actively working on it. They have a DLC, Intent We Trust. I don't know if I'm going to get the DLC, personally, because it does not look what I would call appealing. I don't think I would like the DLC, personally. I don't know. I might. But I'm going to wait until I'm completely 100% with this before I even get it. Now, I don't know if it's like a side load onto this game, or if you play it completely separately. I don't know. I have no idea. However, I did watch some other reviews on it yesterday, and it looks fun, but as far as short goes, it's way shorter than this. Like, way shorter. And you don't get to use any of the magic that you've spent so much time collecting. It's gone, and you use new magic that you find, which, I don't know, it just doesn't seem that appealing to me. Because I was kind of like, when I hear DLC, thinking I'm going to be shot back into this land right here with the same stuff. It's just downloaded content, you know what I mean? Like, stuff that they put on top of the game that they already have to make the game that you already have more appealing, right? That's what I get out of downloaded content. But it's not. It's like a whole new, like, game, like a mini game of this. So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would like it or not. Like, I'm sorry, I just woke up, so trying to form what I'm thinking in my mouth. I don't know. I just don't think that it would be appealing. It's not Forspoken. It's another game that was made to be like Forspoken, basically, because you get to travel with Tanta Senta, and she helps you. You get new magic, and you basically get blasted into the past, and you try to fight the guy that is kind of the precursor to all of the stuff happening right now. So it's going back in time, and you're supposed to, like, help Tanta Senta beat him, and I don't know, man. It's not this. It's not this. That's my problem with the DLC, is it's not what I would have expected. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to play it. You know, the exact same reason I'm complaining about other people that have reviewed this. You know, it's not a deal breaker for me. If I get bored enough and I want to play something that I like, then yeah, I'll pick it up. Because Square usually does a pretty good job with their games. I'm not knocking it. Just because it's different doesn't mean it won't be good. It's just right now, I don't think I want to play it. Because I'm already involved in the story. I do like this story. It may be short, it may not be the greatest, but I do like what I know of it. It's not horrible. So yeah, like I would like to play it later. Honestly, the DLC maybe should have been advertised as like something to play before this, honestly. Because it takes place before this. And so that would have made more sense to me. Because now that I have this game and I've played it, like I don't really want to go back in time and be stripped of the spells that I have. You know what I mean? But yeah, like once I get to 100% on this, once I get to the point where I'm comfortable, yeah, I'll play it. It's just not something I want to do right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd still do it. I'm not gonna knock it because of what it is. It's just right now I don't feel like it. I'm too involved in this one. Now I think I am going to open up another game here, maybe today or tomorrow, and do some reviewing on it. Something completely different, because I have got to the point on this where I just kind of want to give it a break, because I'm 138 hours in, and I don't want to get completely burnt out, because I know how my brain works. But that doesn't mean I don't want to play it anymore. I do. I'm just so far into it that I give myself a little break. I kind of want to stream some Final Fantasy. The 7 remake. 7 remake is pretty good. There's another game right there, like I'm sure people are going to complain about, because it's not like the old Final Fantasy 7. Like when you get into it, you're like, what is going on? Like this is not Final Fantasy 7. It is. It's just done differently, you know. And once you get into it and you've played for a few hours, you start to realize it definitely is. It's just made different. Anyhow, so long story short, yes, I would definitely recommend this game. No, it's not horrible. Yes, there's parts of it that leave you wanting more. There's definitely parts of it that leave you wanting more. There's parts of it that make you think, why in the world did they do this, you know? But is it a deal breaker? No, I don't think it's a deal breaker. I'd still play it, man. Is it worth $60-$70? I mean, yeah, I think so. Like, you frivolously spend money on more stupid crap than a game. Like, at least you can enjoy the game for a while. You know, did you really need 3 weeks worth of McDonald's? That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, I have a friend that'll be like, well, you know, I'll wait until the price comes down, because $60-$70 for a game is a little ridiculous. But then homeboy's gonna go out and spend $10 for a meal at McDonald's. I mean, you talk about frivolous spending, dude. And I think that's the way it is with a lot of these reviews anymore. They just pick like one little thing out of the game, and they're like, oh, let's bitch about that, because that gives me like plenty of room. Well, it don't. dude, it don't give you room, and unfortunately people will hop on that bandwagon and agree with you just because they think you're cool. Well, I guess I'm old school because I don't care if anybody's cool or not. I really don't give a crap. I want honesty. I want people to tell me how it is. Like, I don't care how cool you think you are. That's has nothing to do with my opinion on how the game is. So, you start out, it's a little rocky at first because you're learning your new spells and you don't get them all at once. And then you do some exploring and you realize that you go with the story, then you'll unlock them a lot quicker. So you start going with the story, and you start unlocking them, and you get beefy before you even know it. You're just destroying things. And then by the time you're destroying things and you're beefy already, and then you start realizing, oh crap, I'm almost done. And then if you're anything like me, you get to you get to your third magic, and you start wondering, like, is the next boss that I fight the last boss? And if you do research on it, I don't know if people intentionally try to lie to you, or like they just don't know. They didn't actually review the game. They only got partway through it and then they put it down. I don't know what the deal is with the crap on this game. But I'm gonna drop a spoiler right here, right now. The fourth boss, this Tanta that you see on my screen right now, Olus, is the last boss, technically. Because when you go to fight her, she's already dead. Cuff, the annoying person that talks to you the whole damn game, is the antagonist. He is the enemy. He is the butthead. So, that was my fear. Like, if I go and defeat Olus, is it gonna like put me into a story? So for an hour, I have to listen to a story, and at the end of the story, then I have to defeat Sussurus. And am I gonna be able to enjoy like the spells and everything else, or is it just gonna fast track me on a story? And so I held off on defeating Olus for so long because I didn't want that to happen. So I know how games a lot of times like to work. They like to fast track you. You get to the end, or you get close to the end, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in the story forever, and then all of a sudden you're at the end. Well, I gotta say, they did just that. Is that a deal breaker? No, it's not a deal breaker. It's still an open world game. I'm still able to enjoy it. So you ask me, like, is $70 too much? I get to float around this map for as long as I want and pick up the stuff that I left behind. Still get a fight. I still gotta improve my gear, and I got plenty of things that I can upgrade. Like, sky's the limit here. If I get bored, I got plenty of cloaks I can upgrade. I got plenty of necklaces I can upgrade. So no, like, there's replay value to it. There's plenty of stuff that you can do. The story's done, yeah, and that sucks. But does that mean it's not worth it? I think that solely lives in the player. That opinion lives in the player. Like, do you think this looks beautiful? I do. Do you like the spells that you can cast? Do you think that they look awesome? I do. Do you think that the fights look fun? Do you think that you would enjoy the fights? I do. Is the story great? No. I don't think the story is great. But did I at least kind of enjoy it? Yes, I did. It wasn't horrible. They could have done way worse. I mean, look at it this way. They could have just gave us the demo and left it at that. You know? If they really wanted to, they could have just sold us the demo and been like, hey, here you go. But they didn't. So, no, I don't think it's all bad. I really don't think it's all bad. In fact, I think it's pretty well done. It's just a short version of a Square Enix game. And you got a female hero. So, and it's obvious that she's a female hero. Okay, so if that changes your opinion, don't play it. Like, I don't see what the difference is, dude. Like, World of Warcraft and the different games that I used to play, especially my MMORPGs, people would always give me crap. Why you play a female character? Well, if I'm gonna follow a character around all day and have to stare at it, I'd rather look at a girl, dude. I don't want to look at some beefy dude. You know, that's my opinion. It's just mine, you know. It's not yours, and that's fine. But I just prefer to look at a good-looking woman. It's just me. So I don't have any problem with the lead character being a woman. I think it's pretty awesome, actually. The voice, like I said before, settings, sound, voice, turn it off. It's that easy. And there's also settings in here too to make the game a little bit easier. Like, you don't have to unlock the puzzles on all the chests. You can turn that off. You can have it automatically switch your support spells. Every time you use one, it'll automatically switch to a new one. I think that's pretty cool. I don't have it on right now because there was a point where I needed to manually do it, and I've gotten used to it, so I just manually do it because I like it that way. Yeah, there's things in the game that are going to frustrate you. There's things in just about every game that I've ever played that frustrate me. And I think really it's the difference between expectation and reality. Like, you go into a game expecting things, and sometimes they don't really happen. And so you get frustrated because of that. Give me just a moment, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But okay, so my end review is it's a 9 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it's at least a 9 out of 10. The graphic quality, the artist and the illustrators, they did a phenomenal job, not just on the world around you, but it's just a phenomenal job. Look at the plants, her hair, the way the debris floats through the air. It's just a gorgeous landscape. If I were to go over, especially to this area over here, this place is absolutely phenomenally gorgeous. And there's other places too that are really pretty on this game. This area is just amazingly gorgeous. The detail of the cloaks, look how beautiful that cloak is. The different collars together, it's well done. Even the familiars, even though some of them look a little goofy, they're adorable, they're cute. The spells, some of the spells are just sick, just amazingly done. They're beautiful. And especially the one where you just gather the ingredients like I just did, the electricity spells, like turn you into a mini Raiden. That's awesome. My favorite, honestly, would be the water. Water spells are just OP and beautiful. And you can do so much damage. And it's not even the short story that brings it down to a 9 out of 10 for me. It's just the little hang-ups that you have once in a while. You know, like when you're climbing or fighting, stuff like that. Sometimes little things happen that just kind of bug you. And I'm not even rating it one low because of anything that anybody else has complained about. Mine's just the little quirks of the game, and I'm not even saying that it's a bad game because of that. I'm just rating it down because of all the little inconsistencies together. Like, otherwise, I would rate it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, it needs improvements. Little improvements here and there would be great, and some additional content would be great, but initially, I'm just going to go with a 9 out of 10 because, honestly, it is a decent game. It's one of the earlier games on the PlayStation 5, so the fact that they got it out as early as they did, and it's as well done as it is, well, that definitely needs to give them credit for that. It's well done. The loading times are amazing. There's hardly any loading time whatsoever on this game. I played it for hours and hours and hours and hours. It hasn't given me any troubles except for the little ones that I've talked about. I just don't see why people are complaining so badly. I think it's a preference thing, and like I said, it's like a fan base of people that are just getting behind people that are complaining about it and making their own reviews complaining about it. I don't know if some of these people even really play the game, to be honest. Because if they've really taken the time and really played the game, it's not bad. It's really not that bad. I've totally played worse. Now, if you come from the era that I did, I grew up with Nintendo and Sega and the Neo Geo and the Dreamcast and Game Gear and all these other systems and stuff, and some of the games that I've played in my past have been absolute garbage, and this is not one of them. Not by any means, not one of them. Now, I would totally give it a 10 out of 10, but I do have to agree on the story. The story is short. And then the fact that I can't get the last 3 trees, I don't know how. I don't know what it is. I can't even find anybody reviewing on it, like telling me how do I get them. There's no hints on it, like where do you go? There's nothing. Like, I could go into my spell book, and normally there would be like a couple spells just in the background that aren't highlighted, and you could go get your founts with them. That would at least denote that you have spells left to get. But you can see I don't have any at all. There's nothing hiding in the background anywhere. There's just no spells. But then if I go to the map, I got 3 trees that I still need to get. But if I go to them and I show them to you, it's going to show you that I don't have them. There's no purple icon next to them. See how there's a purple icon next to this right here? It means that I'm going to get something out of it, that there's something still left to get, right? But there's nothing here at this fount. Come on now, quit. See, there's something right there that's annoying. You're trying to highlight something and it just goes all over the place. Let me zoom out and then I'll go to it like that. See, there's nothing there. But let me save real quick. save a couple times. Just to be on the safe side. Whoops, 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 whoops. Now if I go to load game, and I load this game right here, this is the game right before I beat the game. This is the save right before I beat the game. So this is right before Aldous. This is right before the last boss. Now if I go to that fount, that same one that I was just at, there's something there. Come on, see what I mean? So, but that's not gonna break the game for me. That's not making the deal bad, you know. But see, it says spell. There's a spell that I need to get. Well, and there's one down here too. There's a fount right here. Need a spell, and there's a fount down here. There's 3 of them. I'm not exactly sure where this one is. It's down here somewhere. Anyway, long story short, I'm not going to look all over for it, but there is a tree down here that I need to get as well. And the thing is if I go into my magic, there's nothing there except for that. I know that's there, but that's not one of them. I already have it, actually. But there's nothing here. And if I go to the tree themselves and I try to get it, it says it's locked. So I can't get it now anyway, because I have to defeat the last boss. So there was something done there, I don't know what it was, where there's more spells available than you can get, and I'm thinking maybe that'll be in a patch. I don't know. But it's obviously not in the game. I can't get them, so I don't know. Anyway, guys, I think the game is good. Make your own decision on it. I think you guys can really learn to enjoy it. It's not a bad game by any means. It's actually pretty damn good. There's little annoyances here and there, but isn't there little annoyances in everything in life? I mean, honestly. So give it a try, give it your own shot, and give it your own opinion. I think you might like it. That's all I got for now, guys. You take care. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it if you get it. Don't listen to all the hubbub. Find your own way. Love you guys. Peace.